Hello, everyone. My name is Dominic DiMaria. I'm an agent with Porcupine Real Estate. I am joined here today by JL Sweeney from Sweeney Title Services. Hello, JL.
How you doing, Dominic?
Doing very well. So today we're going to talk about another thing in our titles FAQ series. We're going to talk about the funds at closing. What is the best method to get funds to the closing table?
Well, there's only really two good methods to get funds to the closing table, because by law we need what's called good funds. So we need readily accessible money. So unfortunately, a personal check is not usually good because it takes a couple of days for that check to clear. So the best method is if you can get your bank, where you do your banking business, to wire us your funds so that they are in our account ready to be used immediately upon closing. The other alternative would be to bring a certified check to closing, and that's typically perfectly acceptable as well.
So issues that have come up in the past with transactions that I've worked with would be for out-of-state banks. Sometimes we have issues with them not allowing transfer of funds unless the person is there in person. Are there ways to get around that? What would be the best method to deal with something like that?
So it's not a common problem, but it does happen. And I suggest that if you are purchasing property, you get in touch with your banking institution well in advance of closing. You let them know that chances are you're either going to need a certified check or you're going to have to wire some funds. What is the process? How much time does it take on their end to do so? Some of these out-of-state banks want you to be physically present at their bank branch to initiate a wire. And if you're purchasing in New Hampshire, but you live in Rhode Island, that could be a bit of a difficult, scenario for you. So, getting your ducks in a row in advance of closing is usually the best solution. If you think you're going to do a wire, contact our office. Ask us to help you coordinate that. We can reach out to your banking institution for you, find out what their particular parameters are to get that done. Same thing with a certified check. Most often they want you there in person before they're going to issue that check. So we can work with you in that regard.
Something else to keep in mind too, there is no penalty to transferring the funds ahead of time. If anybody has gone through the process before, you know that you might not get your final numbers until a day before, maybe 2 days before, maybe not even a full 20 hours before, 24 hours before. But you can get an estimated payoff amount from the title company and pay roughly that amount and make up the difference somehow.
Yeah, that's very common. Unfortunately, as the mortgage business gets busier and busier, sometimes we do not have a final set of numbers until hours, maybe sometimes minutes before closing. In that scenario, we'll do our best to give the buyer an estimated amount that they are going to need to come to closing with. They can overshoot that and give us more, in which case we'll always credit them the difference back. Or if they need to come in and they're short for whatever reason, if they're a little bit short here or there, they can always make up the difference in a personal check. That's not going to be a problem. We can always make it work.
Right. Well, great. If anybody has any questions specifically about the final numbers of a transaction like this, or anything else regarding title search or title issues, how can they get a hold of you, JL?
You can call me anytime at 603-883-0711. I believe my email address is scrolling down at the bottom of this. Feel free to email 7 days a week. I'm always available and happy to help.
Great. And again, my name is Dominic DiMaria. I'd be happy to help you with your property search here in New Hampshire. Thanks again, JL. Have a great day.
Thank you, Dominic. Appreciate it.